What's good, ladies and gentlemen? This is Junior Tembane, your real estate practitioner. Of course, your What's Best for Business host. And I today have Mithasha Naidoo. Sorry for mispronouncing that. She is, of course, our financial advisor, and she's going to be telling us more about Discovery and what she has to offer and what she does on a daily basis. Is that okay?
Thanks, Junior.
Thank you, thank you,
That's
thank you.
brilliant. Yes.
Thank you, wonderful. I would like you to tell us more about what you do, and of course your story, and of course just an intro. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Tembane. As we spoke earlier, I've taken through where I've come from, what I've done in the financial industry. So just for viewers out there, I'm Mithasha, and now a Discovery advisor. However, I've been with another financial institute for 16 years before I decided to take the leap purely into advisory. Reason being, I'm going to give you a little bit of background about why I decided to do that, because I found that speaking financial advisory to people is very important.
Yeah.
It's not just about a life policy or a car insurance or about a will. It's the it's the person's entire life, and I found that it's very, very important that it's taken seriously, and it's something that dwells deep in my heart, to say that it's very important to me as a person. So basically that's where I come from, and today Tembani and I actually want to just show to you the importance of having an advisor, especially like I'm from Discovery. The importance of advisory is not only for your elderly and your wealthy,
Exactly.
but it's more for your entry level employees that actually has just finished their qualification, or even if you haven't, you've now started a job. It's very important to touch base with an advisor. So an advisor is a very legislative job. So Timbani, when I say legislative, it's a big word.
Mhm.
What does it mean? It means that it's compelled by a lot of law. Meaning that when I chat to you, so when I sit down and I chat to my first client, right? So you walk in, I've got to find out what you're about. I've got to find out where you're going. Timbani, I've got to find out what are your aspirations. Do you have any kids? Are you married? I cannot just give you or suggest any sort of policy without finding out this information. So that's why I made that transition from a more banking and illustrative and a finance perspective to now advisory, where I sit with Discovery.
I have two very important questions for you. First things first, how does it, because with what I know, most people, especially because we've had this conversation just now, that we have people who do not know how to kind of go about financial advisory, or what to expect, who to approach, and when it is required for a person to approach a financial advisor, to be like, okay, you understand. And number two, before we dwell into that, I want to clarify something. Is financial advisory for a specific type of people? And when I say that, I mean, financially stable people, or is it for anyone who could potentially afford it at some point in time? And if it's so, could you kind of explain to me how how it varies from an average? I'm not trying to say people are average out there, but like from an average income household,
Yes.
to
Your high net worth.
yeah, exactly. So how do you vary with those type of clients, and how do people who earn less, how can they access your services and get financial advisory, etc.? How can they do that?
Okay, so to answer the first question, so advisory is not for a particular demographic segment of people, even an age group. It's not for that. So as soon as we have now completed our further educational studies, or we've started working, we actually need to touch base with an advisor. And remember, an advisor is a very professional career. You do many years of education. You sit with your honors. you sit with many years in the financial industry. So you're not speaking to just anybody.
Yeah.
You're speaking to a professional like you would a lawyer, like you would,
Exactly.
So when you approach us as advisors, even if you've just started in the industry, it's very important that you chat to us, because we need to sit down and say, okay, Tembane, you have now started employment, your first employment, you have graduated as a marketing graduate, you have now started your employment, and your earnings are 35,000. You are the sole provider for your family currently because you're the first to now finish university.
Yeah.
Yes, you are not married, you are 22 years old. Many people say, but why do I need to chat to a professional advisor?
Exactly.
It's because we give you perspective, or I would give you perspective rather, to say you have now started employment. The first thing is important that you work out a budget, you work out where you're going, what do you have when it comes to insurance, what do you need when it comes to insurance, right? You don't need everything at 22.
Yeah.
You don't need everything that you would need at a more established age where you're married and you have kids.
Exactly.
But you do need stuff at 22.
Stability.
The first of all, you're going to need a budget.
Yeah.
A budget of your income and your expenses before anything else, right? And then you're going to say, you what I normally do is with my entry level clients is I sit down and I say, all right, you're the sole provider of your family, your mom, dad, two younger siblings. What happens if tomorrow you are in a car accident and you become disabled? Right? Okay, you can still maybe do your job because everything is online, you are paraplegic. But if I do not propose a disability cover for you, how would you get to work? Because you could now use the lump sum you get from that disability that I'm going to give you to modify your vehicle. You see? To modify the rails that takes out the wheelchair that you get on and go to work.
Yeah.
You can modify your house. What if you live with your parents and it's not wheelchair friendly? So that's what disability is used for, right? But if you do not have that cover, whether you are 18, 19, 20, when you get disabled, you are going to remain in whatever situation you were in prior to that with no income.
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
So our younger guys don't really think of that, right? So they don't think of that. Also, what I do look at in my younger guys is I say it's very important. Severe illness, your critical illness, very, very important that I propose. Not so much a big life cover. Life cover is there to ensure that, our family remains the same as if I was still around.
Yeah.
But a severe illness is I'm still alive. I'm here. I'm going through this. Why should I be going through this with the worry of money?
Exactly. I'll add on something. Can I just add on
Yes,
something
yes,
right now?
more than welcome
So,
to.
guys, this comes back to how we young people live our lives, right? And number one, this is common that young people, mostly you'll find them at clubs, or most young people, either you smoke or you drink and all of that, and all of our habits, right, can form dire consequences like critical illnesses and stuff like that, which we don't even think about. I'm young, I'm 25, I'm 24, 23. I mean, I'm expected to have maybe critical illness by the age of 60 upwards, you understand? But depending on this determines by, it is determined by like how you live your life, you understand? If you're more exposed to a toxic type of lifestyle, you're more prone to, being affected with chronic illnesses and stuff like that, which is really important to consider, what she just said right now, because at any time, this is something that we don't plan, you understand? It's something that we do not schedule to be on the 16th of 2026 September. I'll be diagnosed with, you understand? This happens out of the out of nowhere, but it is all determined by the certain lifestyle that we live. And if you know that you live a wild lifestyle, I suggest you take a life insurance, or or any of which we are about to discuss right now. And this is not only about the category of living wild and all of that. This message is for young people, because I'm a young person and I know how we live, you understand? So if you are listening to this message, please listen further, because there's so much in store for you. Thank you so much.
So I like something that you said there about how the young people live and how unhealthy. So something that Discovery goes by is we reward healthy living. Our aim is to make our members and our customers live longer. So there's lots of rewards, because in the end of the day, the longer you live, the more your family benefits, the more you benefit with regards to life, right? So that's to answer your first question, where demographics really, it really doesn't tell us who needs a financial advice. And secondly, how do I approach clients from an entry level until a high network level? So there's something that we do as advisors, right? As I told you earlier, it's very legislative, meaning it's by law there's certain things that we need to conduct.
Yeah, of course.
And one of the things is called the FNA, financial needs analysis. So when I sit down with my client, I first need to understand their background.
Financial goals.
Yes, so their background, their family, their current earnings, their current expenditure, right? Their assets and their liabilities. That's the foundation. Then I'm going to say, okay, fine, what currently do you have and what does it cover? We match it up to that. From your retirements to your life policies to your car, household insurance, your will and estate planning. So we look at it as in a whole. So if you think about all of those items, it's everything. It's everything that every single individual has to touch in their lifetime.
Absolutely.
Right? And then we make decisions. Then I find out, okay, Tembane, what is your goal? When you retire, what do you want to retire with? Suggest you got no debt now. How much in today's money do you want to do? Then what I do is I do a projection for you to say, okay, fine, how much do you need to save today to reach that goal? Most of the time, it will be excessive amount that it will kick out. Maybe it'll kick out 10,000 rand. But that doesn't mean you don't need to take a retirement annuity. That only tells you that, listen, to reach the goal that I want to reach, I've got to get 10,000 rand into my retirement savings on a monthly basis. So you start with whatever your affordability is and you know what you're working on. Thereafter, I do a year-on-year analysis with you. We touch base. If anything changes, maybe you get married within the year, you have a child, you come back to me and you say, Mithasha, listen, this has changed, that has changed. We maneuver your cover based on that. With your higher network clients, their goals and stuff might be different. Maybe they're looking at now preserving their wealth, So we would then look at, okay, fine, what are their plans to preserve? What do they want their future generations to have? And we work based on that.
Exactly.
We work on tax efficient products. So advisory is a lot more integrated than a normal call center call that you would take from any other institute that does these calls, because we are not selling you a product. We are suggesting products that help you meet your goals. And that's why it's so important. If you're watching this, Tembane is going to give us some ways to actually get in touch. Get in touch with me. My consultations are free. I'm here to help your younger generation, also your older generation, your middle-aged people.
Of course.
To say, you know what, I have these policies. Is it in line with what I want to do? If it is in line, if the premium is perfect, we don't change them.
Absolutely.
We're not there to change. But if we feel there's a gap where we could save you for better cover, we then do that. We take that money we've saved and we put it elsewhere. Advisory is all about the client, the customer, and not about the company. And that's what most people don't understand. It's not about me.
It's not about
It's about making Tembane feel comfortable enough that he can walk up to me and say, Mithasha, this and this is going on in my life and I need to plan for it.
That's really important, because I feel like one of the reasons why people aren't coming out in terms of seeking for financial assistance and financial advisory is what's going on actually in their lives. I mean, we all know this. Coming out and speaking of your financial situation, it's not something that everyone is comfortable with, right? But now, as you've heard, Mithasha caters for people exactly like this. I mean, it is one of her major reasons to be in the office, to help you with your financial situations and all of that. So being able to come through to her and be able to acquire assistance in a very smooth way, and in a way that could actually help you to reach your financial goals. I think that's impeccable for me. And I think if it works for so many people out there, if it works for millions and millions of discovery clients out there, then it can work for you. You know what I mean? So no, thank you so much for that, Mithasha. I just want to touch on one few thing.
No
Okay. I want to, before we go, anywhere else. Okay, but I just want to find out how, because I know you cater in terms of credit cards and all of that and all of that. But this is the most important question for me. How do you make credit work for you, right? Make your how do you turn credit into exponential revenue? How do you build
Okay,
yeah,
so something else Discovery does is we do have our Discovery Bank section.
yeah,
So with Discovery Bank, we currently do home loans, we do bank accounts, and we do credit cards, right? And as you know, I've been in the financial industry from 2008, so I have an exceptional knowledge when it
yeah.
comes to your banking products.
Mm,
So so with Discovery, I'm just going to touch a bit on Discovery before I move in
yeah.
general. So
Okay.
with Discovery, like we reward you for having good money management behavior. When we say money management, we mean how do you manage your money,
Yeah.
and we reward you based on that, right?
Nice.
Do you have enough savings? You've got credit, which is ideal, because an individual needs to have credit, but
Yeah.
you've got to have the good kind of credit.
Yeah.
There's a good kind of credit, and then there's a bad
Yeah.
kind of credit, right?
Yes.
And then there's also the good kind of credit which you can use in a bad way.
Mm.
So you got to be very disciplined. And that's what we also do as advisors. So myself as an advisor coming from a banking background, I advise you on the banking side as well. So I ensure that we look at all of your products, especially like your credit. And then I would have a look, and maybe you are one of the clients that says, Mithasha, listen, I've got a hell of a lot of debt. How do I even start killing off this debt? Where do I start from? Because you're talking about a life cover, but there I'm sitting with 500,000 rand worth of debt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then because of my extensive knowledge, I would sit down with the client and I would say, right, let's put everything down on paper. And what we start off with, what is the rule of thumb, is we start off with the smallest debt that you can kill.
Yeah.
Reason being is psychologically, you see that debt removed and you say, oh goodness, I'm getting somewhere. It's human nature.
Yeah.
So that's what we do.
Yeah.
And then I say, okay, fine, but you've got all of these other policies. Tembane, let me review them. Let me see what you are paying. You might be duplicating. You don't even know what you're doing.
Of course. Yeah.
You might have a car insurance with excessively high excesses and all of these add-ons, where I can review it, I can simplify it, we can look at reducing the payment, you can take what you've saved and put it towards your credit agreement that you are looking to reduce.
Wow.
So that's what I do if I get a client that comes in with that credit problem. That's exactly what I would do. And then I would say, listen, you could use credit in a good way. So credit, for example, we give you the 55 days free interest free. So if you're looking to purchase stuff, you make sure that you use your credit card instead of going and getting higher purchases. And maybe, listen, I'm going to get my money in 3 months or in a month. Let's just say in a month. You will use your credit card with Discovery. It's 55 days interest free. And then you will pay it off full in 55 days. And then you've purchased that interest free. So there's lots of ways that you can discuss it.
This is amazing.
So Tembane, it's quite simple. For the viewers out there, I just wanna reiterate to you that when you see a name, like somebody calls you and says, I'm an advisor, or Mithasha gives you a call, and I don't want you to be afraid to say it's not for me.
Yeah.
If you've never grown up with an advisor, that doesn't mean you don't need to have one.
Yeah.
That's the wrong stigmatization that we got out there, especially in our communities.
Yeah.
Because majority of the families in South Africa, lived a hardship. I mean, we still have many families going through that.
Of course.
But their hope is whom? Their hope are their children. Our parents would struggle to put us through school and put us through university with the hope that we have a better future, and we do the same for our kids and so forth. That's the aim. That's what we get up every day for. Right?
Yeah.
So that is when you need to start with an advisor to say, my parents did that for me. My parents woke up and walked to their employment. Rain, come sunshine, that's what they did.
Yeah.
I have now completed my university studies, which which they've worked really hard for.
Yeah.
Now, what am I doing to make my situation better and make their situation better so my kids can be one level up? And that's how we build wealth. And then in a few generations' time, our kids won't need to build wealth, they will need to preserve wealth. Because we have built the foundation of wealth. So, the viewers out there, reach out to me. I'm telling you, my consultations are free. We chat, we review, we take it from there. It'll be a lifetime relationship. We only do what's right for you.
One more thing, because clients are really scared, of coming out because of different. I think this. I'll just point this out to me. This is just me asking you a question. This is genuine. It is genuine, right? So from someone who literally came, who did, from a bad background where I couldn't afford much and anything like that, what's the cheapest I could go for? What's the cheapest actually, because people are steering away from financial advisory because of the price tag, or how much it costs, or how much is it going to cost me, and I have bills to pay and all of that. So how much is the minimum cost for a client to call you and ask for financial assistance, financial advisory? How much will that cost for a client?
Zero.
What?
I don't charge.
You don't?
There isn't a fee. So we are one profession. It's not like a lawyer. I know it's amazing.
It's amazing
because we study as much as your lawyers and your
Yeah.
attorneys, and we got
Yeah.
all these massive
I have an episode
degrees.
with one of the I'm sorry, I can't disclose the name, but they charge.
Yes, and so with financial advisory, there is no fee that you will hold. Even if you come across to Discovery via me, there is no fee that you would pay on you would not pay to have a policy with Discovery. You would not pay me. Discovery would then pay the advisors.
Wow.
Right? So all of this comes, free of charge. We are here to help the community. We are here to help the young people, the middle-aged, your working class, your retirees. You are retiring, you're getting the lump sum of money. Chat to us just for information, whether you do any further investments, whether you do not. But it's so important. If there's free, reliable advice from a reliable individual, from a reliable company, take it.
One more question. I'm sorry, I'm not sticking to the
No. Life is not about sticking to a script.
I'm just asking questions that people generally want to.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I want to find out, because people out there would like to, I have people that are employed under a certain organization, and they want to spread their wings. They want to start their own thing. They want to start their own businesses and make something of themselves, right? So yesterday we had a discussion, and you stated that no, you do not offer business loans or any. So I just wanted to find out for clients that might be looking to start businesses right away. How do you assist a client that, let's say, who's looking for a capital investment of 200,000, 150,000? I don't know what it depends on what you want to do and what your investment looks like, right? So let's say a client is looking for an investment capital of such amount to start a business. Yeah, is that something that you could help a client with? And if so, how do you help that client?
So I definitely can help the client based on my experience,
Okay.
especially with the previous financial institute that I was with. I understand capital finance, I understand business finance, business loans, stuff like that. So what I can do is, as I said, I offer my services free of charge, right? So it sounds strange, but it's a reality,
strange,
right?
yeah.
It sounds very strange, but it's reality. So I would sit down with the individual and I would find out what are they looking to get, and purely I would advise them on the best route to take. Because I've had previous, so let me just tell you a story. I've had previous clients coming to me and say, Mithasha, listen, I want to take out a personal loan to buy a car.
Oh, no.
Now, okay, it sounds great because
That's
the
a
car
business
insurance is
loan.
going to say, this and this and this, but I cannot give you a personal loan to buy a vehicle. A vehicle is designed for a vehicle because of interest rates, terms, payment back, all of that. A personal loan is designed for unforeseen circumstances. It's high interest rates. It's when you desperately need to have that cash. Same with the business. If I got somebody coming in here, you cannot ask me to take out and let me use a stupid example, like I need to take out a credit card.
Yeah.
Right. Let me take out a credit card to fund a startup.
Yeah.
Because if you're looking at it, a startup, for example, is going to take you, it's a startup.
Yeah.
It's going to take you about
Sometime.
proven 3 years to see results. First year set up, second year it's either going to work or it's not going to work. By
Yeah.
third year, it's either you're flying or it's closed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That credit card, from day one, it's got high repayments, 5% of outstanding balance. If you've got 100,000, 5% is $5,000 that needs to be paid immediately in the first month. Right?
Yeah.
You are still starting up.
Yeah.
So that's what I can offer. I cannot offer you
This
the
is
loan
great.
as business, but I can offer you the advice, the knowledge, the guidance, and I can tell you what routes to take. I can tell you need to get an accountant. You got to make sure your papers are in order. If you go for a business loan, the bank just doesn't give it to you over the counter. They need your financials. They need that stuff. So if you're looking for a business, I show you how to set it up. But I obviously cannot, through via Discovery, give you any business loans because that's not what we do.
Yeah.
We are here to guide you. And as an advisor, I'm here to guide you on your personal well-being, on your employees' well-being. So if there's any directors that are listening to this, we also do group business. I come out to your employment. I chat to your staff just like this. I can do it on one-on-one. I do it in groups. So directors out there who actually want to get in touch with me, Juna is going to put up the link. Just click on that, send me a message. I will actually, get in touch with you, set a date, time, come out, or we can chat to all your employees.
Yeah, that's what I actually wanted to go deep into. Actually, if you could kind of give us more information about that, what you just spoke about, like in terms of giving group service, actually servicing a whole entire company. It's employees, and so I just want to find out more. I'm very interested in that because it's something that I'm also gonna propose to my real estate company as well. So I think this information shouldn't miss me,
Okay.
Yeah.
No. So it's very vital because most people have these benefits through their company. So maybe they have a group life through the company, So I'm not sure if you are familiar with what is a group life.
No.
So most people probably don't know what a group life is. So what is a group life is that I'm employed by a company and the company, let you say they are with Discovery, right? So they've taken out a group life on my behalf, whether it comes out on my salary or it comes out as a group benefit. But it means that if I pass away, a percentage of my annual salary will get paid as a life cover out to my family. So some companies say 2 times your annual salary. So if you get R1 million a year, it means when you pass away, you will get 2 million get paid out, right? So that's why most people will say, oh, I have a group life. I don't need a life cover. But have you actually reviewed? But you're sitting with the 4 million rand house. You have 2 million rand group life. It doesn't balance out. So when it comes to group, you've got to have somebody very interactive and proactive in your company. Because what we've seen with the companies that we do deal with, or we do takeovers, whether you're on Discovery or you're not with Discovery, whether you have an active advisor, or you don't. If you don't have an active advisor, I suggest reach out to us. Because what we would do is we would come to the staff, we would explain all of the benefits they have with Discovery. And not only with Discovery, we would give them individual financial advice based on their family. Because what companies have seen is that there's massive absenteeism when it comes to maybe the end of the month end, beginning of the month, because it's stress. People are not making it in life. They don't have anybody that they can turn to. They can't come to work and tell you about it. And it costs the company. Sick leave costs the company.
Yeah, it does.
It does cost the company.
Yeah. Even mental,
mental health. Your staff need to be prepared. I mean, gone are the days where mental health is taboo. Mental health is all over. So I just wanted to, just let it out there that with group business, we come out, we ensure that the employees are fine, we ensure that your company is serviced, we ensure that what you have is actually value for money. If you have your retirement funds elsewhere, we look to reduce the fees, increase the productivity, showing that the employees can get more out of their retirement.
Absolutely.
And what that actually shows is if you have a company that does that, Junior, you're not going to say, I love this company. I love ABC company because did you know that this is what they do for me?
Exactly.
Did you know that does your company do that? And then you're going to get people that says, no, my company actually doesn't do that. I have it, but I don't know about it.
I didn't know about
so
it.
So group interaction is so important.
Very important,
So we touch the people that we don't touch on an individual basis. You see, that's how we do it on the group level.
Perfect. I want to ask one more question. For directors or company owners out there, you know, that want to obviously help their staff with medical aid, um, kind of make sure that they protect it in terms of and obviously don't forget there's companies that issue out company cars and stuff like that. How do you, let's say a company comes to knocks on your door, hi Mithasha, hope you well, look, I need my company, I need all my staff members to have medical aid, and I need what's this all the cars that for my for my stuff. I need all of those insured and all of that, and the cell phones within each of cell phones and laptops and computers within this company. I need all of those insured. Is it something that you can cater for a whole organization to make sure that at least each and every one of these are standard?
So definitely we can cater for that. So when it comes to like the medical aid and the employee benefits,
Yeah.
we actually sit down with the directors. We have an amazing benefits team that we do bring along with us. The ladies on that team are absolutely amazing. We find out your budget. We work in that scheme. We work with your HR. We get it a seamless process. We get medical aid in for your staff members.
Perfect.
Based on obviously what they want. We service them with medical aid. So if they have any issues with medical aid, they're more than welcome to come through to us. We service them as well. When it comes to the insurance side, the business insurance, what we do is we do it through a different intermediary, not directly through Discovery.
Yeah.
But yes, it can be handled solely by myself, where we get the intermediary involved and we do the business assurance.
Wow.
Based
Wow,
on that.
That's great.
So yeah, so everything is seamless when it comes to companies. Everything is easy to understand for HR directors and employees, and we try to make it as cost effective as possible for the company to ensure that the company retains its employees and gives the best benefit in the market.
Wow, that's great. And also, for for attorneys, because you said something about, I want to leave you a section where you speak directly to attorneys, and how you could basically help with their companies or help them as attorneys. I just wanna You spoke of something really important. I'm sorry it slipped my mind. So I just want you to kind of say on that, on that note, for attorneys out there that might be watching, yeah, and then we can dwell on other conversations also.
No problem. So that will fall more on your professional line of professionals, your doctors,
Yeah.
your
Okay.
attorneys, your prosecutors, those your accountants, your auditors. So all of the professional people. So what actually happens there is these guys are extremely busy individuals, extremely busy, also high earning individuals, right? But for most of these individuals to find the time to sort out their life covers, their retirement annuities, their investments, their kids' educational policies, it's very hard.
It's very hard.
It's very hard. So what we offer them is we offer tailor-made services where we do come out on their convenience, after hours, weekends, based on their availabilities, especially with doctors. We know they're extremely busy. We touch base with them when and if we can, to ensure that these professions are also not left in the lurch, because they are high earning. You'll be quite surprised, because they have no time. They have very little planning done on their side.
Oh yeah.
Very little.
Yeah.
So that's when we come in with these individuals with regards to a will. Very important to have a will. What happens when you pass away? There's nothing dictating it. What happens to your family? So I just want to reach out to all of those those people that are watching, to say that we tailor make it based on your availability, your busyness, your schedule, your professionalism. So yeah, so I'd love to hear back from your attorneys, your lawyers,
Absolutely.
your
I'll be
doctors.
contacting most of you. I don't have quite a huge network of doctors, or because I think due to what I do, due to the industry that I'm in, I'm quite connected more with, the financial and real estate pioneers within the country. Doctors and all of that, I'm not quite sure. But I mean, if you guys are here watching, thank you so much for tuning in, because now you tuning in is actually growing this channel, and you tuning in is actually giving this channel purpose. Okay. So now I have so many questions for Mithasha here. So I'm just happy that you still tuned in. Okay. And big ups for you. Big ups to you for still being tuned in. One more question. So we're done with the attorneys, we're done with credit, we've done with financial advice, we're done with. So now I just want to find out, in terms of vitality. You said we spoke of students, and you spoke of rewarding vitality. No, we spoke of vitality and the bank account. So
Yes.
yeah, I would like to
Yes.
dwell deep into that. How does Discovery Bank account help students out there in terms of rates and all of that, and how is it? What's the niche? Why should a student not go out there and open a bank account with another bank and come here to Discovery and open it with Discovery? Well, what's the niche?
So Discovery, number one, very reputable, voted, one of the best banks,
Of course.
right? So when it comes to students, we understand that they're obviously on a budget, right? So they're not really earning an income. But we also know that today's students do like the finer things in life,
Yeah.
right? They're not like the time when I was in varsity where we just did with the bare minimum. Now the students like the finer things in life.
Yeah.
So, when we look at students, we say, with Discovery, you start building your profile. Because you are studying, you are going to become a professional. You are studying to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to be a marketing director, whatever the case might be. You are a professional individual.
Yeah.
So if you start off with Discovery, number one, Discovery with regards, like, let me just use our gold transmission account, right? Basic fee, bundled fee that we would then charge you. It'll all of your transactions included. And then what we do is you'll be able to at some point look at our vitality offering. So our vitality offering would then give you like benefits as a youngster. When it comes to gym, you get your 75% off.
Wow.
You could link it up to your watch. You could get your discounts. You get flight discounts as well.
I saw that as
You
well.
saw that on that. So it's absolutely amazing, because if you want to fly home, you don't need to put the pressure on your parents. Because I opened up a Discovery account, when I had started here, and I was absolutely amazed. I had just opened it up. Maybe I deposited my first amount that month I opened it. And then I went on to, and I looked for my discounts, and I was like, I'm on 32% from here to Durban. I mean, it's massive. I didn't have to jump through hoops. I didn't have to, do the world. I just had to be loyal to Discovery. And it's a good brand. So students out there, if you're looking to build your portfolio and your banking portfolio, your relationship for when you do finish, Discovery is the place to be when it comes to bank.
Absolutely perfect. That was well answered. Thank you so much, Mithasha. All my students are now cleared of the information in store for what you have for them. And all my Vits people, I never went to university, guys. So this is for you. This is for you. So I just want to make sure that, because I mean, we have